Welcome everyone to the IPAC Canada course orientation for the accelerated cohort this year. This is an overview of general format of the course, and we're going to go through the course website as well. So my name is Heather Candon. I'm one of the course coordinators, along with Jane Bantone. She's also one of the course coordinators. In order to contact us, there's certain topics you can contact the course coordinators for. That includes technical issues when you're really not sure who to reach out to for the course, or if you have any registration issues. Our email is basicde@ipac-canada.org. Also, I'll show you in a bit how to access, there's an email function within the course website called Quick Mail, and in just a bit, I'll show everybody how to access that. Just want to point out and be really clear that for each module, there is actually a course facilitator, and we will post their email address on the landing page of each module so you know who you need to connect with. If you have any content related questions or any evaluation related questions, those really need to be directed towards the course facilitators. And again, any issues related to technical issues or registration, things of that nature, can come to Jane or myself at the Basic DE email address. The course itself is structured of 6 modules. At the end, on completion of those 6 modules, there will be a final exam and a final project. The 6 modules are broken down into units, and the units have objectives, readings. There are links within the course notes, and just be really selective about what you end up reading. There's a long reading list. This is the accelerated course, so be selective about what you read. There is required course readings, and then there are things that are not required. So just be selective about what you read because the course moves rather quickly. So the evaluation component of each module, again, there are 6 modules. So each module is made up of, there could be assignments, quizzes, group work, as well as discussions. The discussions themselves also happen in your assigned groups. I'm going to talk about that in just a bit. You need to complete all evaluations on time to avoid falling behind. So I just want to point out this course is very much, it is very accelerated. It's quite condensed. So you really need to stay up with the work. If you fall behind, it is near impossible for us to have you to catch up. So just really ensure that you're keeping up with the course as best as possible. Passing grade for each module is 65%. So a cumulative total of 65% between all the evaluation methods for that module needs to be achieved in order to pass the module. So as far as the discussions and group work, you are assigned right out of the gate between group 1 to 14, or you could be assigned to group anywhere between group 1 and 14. So I'll show you in just a bit where that you'll find that on the course website, what group you're assigned to. Get to know the people in your group. You're going to be with them for the duration of this accelerated cohort, and you're going to be working with them on group work as well. So get familiar with them. Make sure you're actively participating in your discussions and actively participating within the group work as well. As far as the discussions, there's details on how to complete the discussions, and there's a grading rubric that is posted right on module 1 about how you will be evaluated for your participation within the discussion group. So be sure to review that. As well, it is important every time you log in, when you go to your module landing page, you need to look for the announcements section. Jane, myself, or the assigned facilitator will post timely information there, and you should be checking there frequently for any updates. Course reference text. If you are currently in IPAC, or if you're in the accelerated cohort, some part of your job or your complete job is actually IPAC. With that said, you need to have access to either Red Book or the Heyman book. One or the other would be fine. For module 2, which is focused on microbiology, there is a textbook. It's not necessary to have it. Any sort of micro text will do, but there is an assigned textbook that you could access the library or pick up used off of Amazon or something, called Textbook of Diagnostic Microbiology. And that's specific to module 2 only. The APIC text is available online. You can have access to that. There's no assigned readings in the entire course from the APIC text, however, but it is a very handy module, or a very handy resource to have. As far as referencing, so this comes up an awful lot. We do not require any sort of standardized format for your referencing that you do within whether at the discussion board, assignments, or final evaluations. We do not want people copying and pasting, particularly from the course notes. You need to put things in your own words, you need to paraphrase. So you can reference, you don't necessarily need to reference the notes by any means, but you do need to paraphrase. You can't lift it directly out of the notes or off websites. We don't care what referencing format you use. Feel free to use APA, whatever you're comfortable with. You can even just copy and paste like, hey, I paraphrase from this website potentially. Wikipedia, I just want to touch on that a wee bit. It is not always a reliable reference, but it is a good way to learn quickly about a topic potentially. So just keep that in mind. It has its place, but it's not necessarily a primary resource. So again, we're just going to emphasize the need for time management. The course moves very quickly, and this is an accelerated version where you, as well as your employer, have committed to keeping up with the course. It moves rather fast, so keep that in mind and carve out time in your day to make sure you're checking in and understanding when things are due. There is limited flexibility for extensions or not meeting deadlines. There are study tips available under the course information link, which I will show you in just a bit. Everything is open book. So you've got access to notes, references on you can reference the internet, whatever you need. Again, it is all open book. I want to emphasize, be selective in your reading. You can focus on the required readings. You know, some of the required readings might be an entire guidance document, but maybe you just need to read a section of it. So be selective in your reading. We're not expecting you to read 99 pages of something. We just want to make sure that you're aware that the resources exist and how to access them. So be selective in your reading. So next steps as a new student in the course, there's this video obviously, but there are some other instructional videos we'll look at posting. Make sure that you're reviewing Module 1, Unit 1.1. As part of 1.1, which Jane and I actually run that section, we want to make sure that you are actually posting a profile picture and a profile so that your group gets to know you. So that is mandatory. So we'll be looking for that. It's not marked, but it's mandatory. So Jane and I will be bugging you if you don't actually post that. So make sure you do that kind of in the first week, get that sorted out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip over to the course website and just give you a quick tour of what that looks like. So just bear with me 1 second as I log in to the course website. So I'll share my screen with you again. Okay, so this is what the course website looks like. So my view is a little bit different than yours because I have the facilitator view. So that means that I have more access than you guys might have. So if you go to the top right, you can click on my courses. I have a ton of different courses. You guys should have access to just this one course, which is the accelerated course for 2021. So once you click on that, this is the main landing page for the course. As I mentioned in the presentation, modules 1 through 6 are listed on the left-hand side. And if we scroll down to the left, you will see that there's some very important information towards the bottom. So this includes what group am I in. If you click this, you'll be able to determine if you're in groups 1 through 14. There is course information you need to access in here. Within the course information field, if you click on it, that takes you to some very important details. Study and exam writing tips, some netiquette guidelines, how to actually interact in discussion boards, things of that nature, course policies, course forums if you need any, and the discussion grading rubric, which you got to get familiar with so that you get good marks within your discussion area. As well, we'll post in this area the course calendar. So I don't have it posted yet. We'll get that sorted out and have it posted available for everyone. So you can access all the necessary information about the course in there, and then who your course facilitators are and things of that nature. So on the left-hand side, this is your navigation pane over here on the left. So I'm going to take you back there, scroll down a wee bit. I'm going to show you one more thing. This is the course dashboard. So if you click here, this gives you a list of participants within the course. This gives you the access to your grades. Again, I have more functionality than yours might have. And then this is where you'll find quick mail. You can actually compose a new email in here. And this is an area where you can access all the members of the course. You can access your group members' emails in here. So no one's uploaded yet, but If you go in there, you can add everybody and actually write an email within Quick Mail and access all your group members. So when you are needing access to the course modules, you're going to look on the left. You're going to click on Module 1. And everything's laid out on the same landing page. So Module 1 looks like this. At the top, every module is consistent. It's going to say who your instructor is. We'll make sure their email address is available there. It tells you what your evaluation methods are. So for Module 1, it's, tells you got to do 2 discussions. They're worth 20% each with checkpoint quizzes and a self-assessment tool and reflection totaling 40%, which gives you, that's how you're going to be evaluated for the course. Any notes are there. There's the announcements. So this is where you need to check in on each module landing page. All the course notes are available. This is a discussion board right here. And when you click on it, it takes you in and it will list all the groups. And you want to make sure you're clicking on the group you were assigned to by clicking on the group you're in, and then it'll tell you what the question is. So within here, our first assigned question is this. You need to hit reply, and then you can join within the discussion forum. So if we take you back to, you can use the breadcrumb trail at the top here to navigate back and forth quickly instead of using the back button, sometimes easier. Go back to Module 1. And again, all the things you need are available on the course landing page for the module. So we've tried to put it in order. So self-assessment, audit, tool, discussion area. You've got your checkpoint quizzes. It tells you below, it gives a description of what this quiz covers. Sorry, it jumped around on me there. Get my mouse, there we go. Okay, so it tells you what is available, or rather what you're being evaluated on by quiz. And then the last bit is actually the discussions. So you'll have 2 separate discussion posts. Anyway, each module looks slightly different. And that's how it's laid out. So I'm going to stop now, and good luck everyone on the course this year. And again, if you have any questions, there's the instructors, but there's also the course coordinators. But your first point of contact should be your course facilitators, particularly if it has to do with content. So thanks. It's going to be a quick year. So